Welcome back. Today I've brought you another pair of boots, another pair of mock toes. These are Hawx. You can see the name up here on the tongue, Hawx. These are the great value version of whatever mock toe work boot you can think of. I think I got these from Boot Barn. I have one here locally in Oklahoma, and I came across them and I was like, they look very similar to the White's boots. Let me show you. They are very similar. Even the stitching here is almost pretty similar. This one has quadruple stitching. This is 3 boot. But yeah, I decided to try these on a few months ago, probably like 3 or 4 months ago. Just because these are steel toe. But my thoughts on them, they were not very comfortable to begin with. You'll see here, let's see if you can, yeah, you see that brown? That's actually a piece of leather that I glued on, because the backing is just like one straight piece of fabric with stitching all the way up, and that rubbed my heel pretty raw. I got massive blisters from these. It was pretty gnarly, but yeah, overall these are great work boots. I don't complain. I don't have any big complaints about them. I didn't wear them too much, just because I don't need the steel toe 24/7 every day I go to work. You know, the days that I do need them, I will wear them, because they're my only steel toe boots that I own. I will say though, they are very, very high, very tall, compared to the rest of my boots, and they do look very chunky and very like bulky, especially if you wear like slimmer pants. They just look kind of ridiculous. But if you wear appropriate size pants, they look okay. And I will try these on and just show you guys what they look like on your feet. I think I'm gonna start doing that with all the boots that I'm like not showing off but talking about. The soles, they're pretty comfortable. They're less dense and more foamy than like the Christie Vibram soles that you see around. I think these are just proprietary soles, I think. These are oil and slip resistant, and I did find out that these are pretty chemical resistant. You know, I spilled some stuff and it didn't rub off or damage the boot in any way. This is like very suede-y. It feels like felt, kinda. It's not real, it's leather, but it's suede leather, obviously. These boots were 150 bucks. So it's not gonna be the greatest quality leather, obviously. But I do like their little logo here. It looks pretty cool. Oh, these aren't steel toe, these are composite toe, I mean. It's just like a very hard polymer plastic type. It holds, it's not as strong as steel toe, but I think it does pass OSHA regulations and stuff. These are 10.5s. I should have gotten, these do run big, so these are 10.5, and I should have gotten 10, because these are pretty roomy. I mean, these are roomy to begin with because they're so fucking massive up here, but 10.5 should have been my go-to, because I wear 10.5 inch shoes and sneakers and Vans and stuff. This is 10.5, so it's obviously pretty big. So if you are interested in these boots, go ahead and size down a little bit. Width wise, these are pretty wide to begin with already too. So I didn't have an issue. These are D, like standard D. I think they only come in D. They might have an extra E, like a double E option. But I mean, if you have feet, or like your foot is wider than, I think, 5.5 inches, then you should go with double E. But if it's like around 4 to 5, D should work for you. These are waterproof. I'm not sure if they're Goodyear welted. They look like they are, but I've yet to find that out yet so far, just because I don't really need to. I'm like at least 2 years away from even considering resoling these. So like I said, they're still pretty new. They did have a pretty rough break-in period, and just because of that, the heel part back here, they refused to break in my case, so that's why I added the extra piece of leather, and also it gave me space to fill in over here. The sole, let me get this sole out of here. It's pretty cool, actually. I've never seen it, something like this. So what this boot does is it has a little mechanism here. It's pretty simple. It's just a little air pump. When you step on your heel here, it actually blows air out of these holes. I mean, it's a plastic tube that runs all the way up here, and every time you step, it just like cools your foot off a little bit. I'm not sure how well it works, but it's pretty neat. I don't think I've seen that in a boot yet, but you know, in the hot summer months, I'm sure it'll be pretty nifty. It's not the greatest comfort wise, but it's enough for a work boot, and you can pretty easily switch this out for something thicker or better. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Air induction expulsion technology. It's a fancy marketing jargon for it's a little air pump. It's cool. Let's put that back in there. But yeah, I have no complaints. It was 150 bucks. They're work boots. They were meant to be destroyed. I think these were a very good alternative to, you know, your $200, $300 pair of work boots. I didn't see any too many videos about these, so I decided to make one just to expand the knowledge of YouTube, if you will. Yeah, they have a little hook up here. The leather does feel pretty thick in places, like right here it feels pretty thick. This is padded. It feels pretty nice. The hooks are pretty like these speed hooks, they're wide. Whenever you have like the Thoroughgoods, they're pretty small and they slip out sometimes. So it's a pretty nice fix to the speed hook mechanism. Hexagonal eyelets. Yeah, they're good work boots. I haven't worn them in a few days, probably like a week or two, just because I haven't needed to. Like I said, I don't wear a safety toe very often, but when I do, this is what I wear. Okay, and like I said, I'll probably end up showing a video of me wearing them around the house or outside or whatever. So thanks for coming along again.